Welcome to the Never Been Promoted podcast and YouTube channel. I'm on a mission to help you cut the time to all the things that are holding you back so you can unleash your entrepreneur. Hey, welcome to Never Been Promoted Live. I'm Thomas Elfrick, your lovely host, and I smell delicious today. I know you didn't care, but I'm telling you anyway, because that's what I do. Thanks for coming. This has Never Been Promoted. I appreciate anyone who's coming on here for the first time. Our mission's really clear to help entrepreneurs get better at entrepreneurship. And to do that, you kind of need to learn how to cut that tie to all the shit that's holding you back. That's people, senses of entitlement, fears, excuses. And our goal really is to learn from other entrepreneurs. Now, I always make a joke a little bit and say I can't afford coaching, so I always just bring on a bunch of entrepreneurs and learn little things from all of them. Why don't you do the same? That's the clever way. Actually, if you get good at it, people will pay you to come on the show, and then you'll learn from them. Brilliant, right? Do it. Any model can work. It just has to work. One of the hardest parts of entrepreneurship is marketing and speaking, apparently. But it's very hard. So you could be the best salesperson in the world. You could also have the best processes and the most efficiently run company on the planet. But if you can't get people to see what you do, you're the best kept secret that no one will know about. You'll get no traction, and no one will be able to. You won't be able to sell anything. You won't be able to process anything. So we bring on a lot of marketing people. And today we're joined by Cebron Walker. Cebron Walker is the founder of Walker Kreative. I think I was doing it a little bit dyslexic earlier. I think that's correct. But enough. I'm not even going to do shameless promotion. That's what that whole intro thing's about. Cebron, how are you?
Hey, Thomas. Is it Thomas or Tom? I never asked.
I do go by Thomas, and thank you for asking. This isn't set up. I do because I try to be as pretentious as possible to offset my charming personality. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Well, it's great to be with you. I love the intro. Your intro was really good. Really good. It's a good setup. I got to acknowledge that, because helping entrepreneurs and helping guys like us, guys and girls, let's not leave the ladies out, to be more amazing and to really get the lifestyle and the lives they've really wanted, because there's so many people out there that are ready for their second life. I feel like I run into them all the time. They're ready for their second life. They've got to an age where it's like, now it's time for me to really, not to be silly, but to really accomplish their dreams.
Well, and I've said this yesterday, actually a few times, but because it's kind of top of mind. But I just got back from a 30-year high school reunion. So I'm 48, and not everyone made it, and I don't mean like because they couldn't attend. Like some people have passed, they've moved on. But for the most part, I'm in this, and I was talking to people there. I was like, we're 30 years since high school. For mathematically, most people should have set 30 more great years ahead of you. Yeah. You should be of sound mind. Your body should hold up pretty well. If you've kind of, there'll be up pauses in mind, but you have 30 years. You're in the exact same spot you were right now as you're in high school, but you're coming out of high school. But now you have 30 years experience. Now, what are you going to do different?
I love that idea. Yeah.
That's mind blowing. If you think about it, like, holy cow, that seems like a lifetime or two ago. Like I've had mortgages and kids and fights and car wrecks and all that. And you're like, wow, yeah. And that's where I think you're talking about, like mid-40s, be conscious of that there are no rules that says you can't become a marketer. You can't become a YouTube star. There's no rules. Like you can just do it. It's just your own limitation, your own anchor, or your own thing you got to cut away. So
I love to cut the ties. That's the motto. That's the theme. And I'm 53, and I'll tell you really quick stories, because I think it might sound similar to a lot of people out there, guys and gals we're talking to, is that at 40, I had a midlife crisis, and I got a motorcycle, and then I crashed and totaled the motorcycle when my son was 1 year old, and I was fine. But it's one of those amazing, lucky things where you total the motorcycle, but I was physically totally fine. Really pissed my wife off, but it got rid of the motorcycle, which was the good thing that she liked. So I started my own marketing agency. I had already been in marketing and public relations for 25 years. I had, was fundamentally a corporate marketing person that was helping a company do great marketing and PR. I'd travel the world. There was lots of excitement on movies and books and all this stuff, celebrities. And I was like, I'm done helping one company. What I really have a passion for is how can I help hundreds, if not thousands of other small business owners and entrepreneurs to know this philosophy, technology, art of marketing, because this is the tool it's exciting as a tool. For me, it is. And I think a lot of people find marketing and that kind of stuff exciting. It's creative, but it's the thing to blow up brands and make great small businesses even better.
And when you say marketing, I think the big case, and we're going to talk about YouTube, how not to suck on YouTube. Because I'll be honest, we have 1 million subscribers, but we're a podcast. We kind of suck on YouTube. So now I have a strategist and I'm looking like, man, what kind of content, we'll get into that. Yeah. But the point being is you need to be specific on what you do in marketing, because it is a double click, not like a galaxy. It's a universe with thousands of galaxies. And then you got to go pick your galaxy, and then you got to go pick your solar system and your sun to orbit around. If you don't, you're going to be so lost in the ether and void of that space and that metaphor that I see it, and that's why a lot of marketing people give up. That's why a lot of them, they're terrible at it, because they try to do too much and they don't know what they're doing on any of it. And so anyway, we'll get into that. But your company though has been around since, for 13 years. 10
years. So 10 years ago is when I left
that, because you guys do a lot. You've earned it.
Right. Well, so I had an incredible experience, and I love the thing you were mentioning, because we've lived 30 years of our real lives after high school at this point. Most of, like, you and me and guys and gals in our age bracket, and now it's sort of like, what are we going to do with all this experience and all this stuff that we've gone through? And so I said, I'm going to start Walker Kreative. I'm going to make an agency. I didn't know shit when I started. I didn't know how to have a business. I didn't know how to get an LLC. I knew how to take care of people. I was good at marketing, but so I learned everything. And I realized that my passion is now to help others, just like I see with you. And so I think it's so great to be on with you guys today, with you and everybody today. And we have figured out how to make YouTube great. We have figured out how to make great websites. We have figured out these things. But to your point that you were touching on is that if you just want to be in marketing, it's such a huge ocean that you're going to get lost quickly, and you're going to lose, and you're going to have so many losses. You're going to be like, I can't do this. So you have to niche down and go, who can I talk to and who can I help that I know, right? If you are in the medical profession, it's maybe certain types of doctors, right? Or if you're into skateboarding, or you are a great skater, or like, I'm being silly, but they're like,
you're over 40, don't skateboard anymore. That should be an activity you chalk up, that in baseball.
But I just watched skateboarding on the Olympics, and these dudes were freaking awesome, right?
And they're over 40.
Oh, I don't know if they're over 40, but you could market them. You could still market them. No, they were like 14 years old or 12 years old.
Right, that makes way more sense. Say I'm 230 on a skateboard. A little pebble ends my week. Not a month.
I am a weekend tennis player. I play tennis 2 to 3 times a week. That's my activity, and that's part of your next 30 years too. Is you have to keep your body moving. You got to pick a sport that you can play as an adult without killing yourself, right? So I do tennis. That's mine. But what do you do, Thomas?
I was a competitive racquetball player growing up, and it's a dying sport. And I started playing again. And it is not a young man. It's not an old guy sport. I actually hurt my back a little bit, but man, it will work the crap out of your body. I love it. But I play golf. But I don't know. I'm trying to stay more fit with just enjoying lifting weights and doing walking and hiking. And, I definitely, you gotta keep moving, right? Part of that midlife piece. And I meet hundreds of entrepreneurs every month, right? And the part that brings them back is after a year or two of retirement, they're like, that was fun. I traveled, but they feel like they were dying. And they go, and this causes relationship problems. We're not going to get into that today. But the point is, they said my neurons kind of like, I feel like my brain's shutting down because I just have no purpose, motivation. And so I just started a company because I was like, I have to be doing something because I enjoy it. It's not like they are just workaholics. It's the wrong term. They actually like it. Like it's something that's their activity. And when you shut that brain down, it's like shutting the body down. You know, brain in motion keeps moving and body in motion keeps moving. So you're spot on with this. And I know to track because I want to make sure we're staying on point with the YouTube, but I 100% agree with you that my number one skill set is wrecking meetings. It's so good of a corporate skill. I should probably do it.
We can be totally random. We could get so random today.
Oh, you know, like I can ADD like it's my job, and it could be.
By the way, I played tons of racquetball too. Racquetball was my sport.
Wait, you can play racquetball and tennis like that?
No, I played racquetball earlier. I played racquetball earlier, but then racquetball got shut down by the freaking pandemic, and so I started playing tennis because I had to be outside. So now I'm a tennis player. But now you have to play padel or I don't know, that pickleball thing, which I've never done. But anyway,
that's fun. It's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, but you're right. Let's tell everybody. You know, I've built about 50 YouTube channels in the last 10 years for clients, and built up hundreds of thousands, millions of views. Probably, I probably should add up the numbers so I can show off statistics, and I have not done that. But hundreds of thousands of views and leads to websites and all this stuff. And first thing is to know your audience and talk to your audience, right? So and you touched on that. So pick your audience and talk to your audience, because you can't be just talking. They call it shotgun marketing. If you start studying marketing textbooks, you can't do shotgun marketing, and that's going to fail. So talk to an audience, and the best way to do that is, what do you love? You gotta pick your group, your tribe, and then talk to your tribe. And don't get worried about, there's so many people in my niche. There's so many people doing what I do. Well, that's almost like a good thing, because that means it's popular. So don't let that throw you. Just talk your talk, right? And I could get really nuanced into the details of how to do a video and stuff like that. And I don't think we're going to have time for that today. But when you go into a YouTube channel, there's a lot of things you can do. That Google bought YouTube, and YouTube is, it's got 2.7 billion users. It's only second to Facebook. It is a place, like you do LinkedIn, like a master. And I would say, the other place to become a master is YouTube, because it is only second to Facebook, and it is where they're using it as a search engine. People go.
It may be second to Facebook, but my kids don't use Facebook.
No. And
so that means in 10 years when they're adults, they're still not using Facebook. They're using YouTube and Shorts, and they beg me for every other format. But the truth is, they come back to YouTube. And TikToks go to YouTube. You don't see Shorts typically go to TikTok, right? It because of the search mechanism and who's behind it, Google. You're as a business, I think if you're not leveraging it, you better put it on your roadmap, because it is, I think, contextually big part of SEO coming up. So the context of video, audio, your thought leadership, that stuff will tie in. Now, specific to YouTube, I want to be really clear on some people. I think our YouTube channel right now in August of 2024 is terrible. It's not because my teams are bad. The videos we produce are nice. We are a podcast that goes live, that pushes it out to YouTube. That is not YouTube content. People don't typically want to see two dudes talking. They'll listen to it, but they don't usually want to just watch it. Let they rip a shirt off, which would be nice. I worked out in the 90s. That's why it looks good. So the point is, no one cares. If you and I were smashing things against our face, or we were doing some kind of contest, people might watch that.
Yeah.
But this is a podcast. And I didn't realize that, when we started, we grew really fast to 1 million subscribers because of an advertising model that we put together with, people sponsor the show. We advertise their show. People care about it. But you double click into that one again, it is a universe again. And you're like, oh my God, this is huge. So now we're like, we have a strategist. We're like, what content do we need to create to be YouTube-ish?
Yeah.
And that's solo stuff. And it's this. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't say sign up. I didn't sign up. I run a full-time company. I can't, oh my God, I got to get my, but when that, so the point is, when you're looking at YouTube, anybody out there, to not suck, you have to first realize how big it is and how big of an effort it is. And these videos you see people do that look good and they look simple, There is a ton of people in time that went behind that. I don't believe that someone just puts up the phone and that's it. No, there's always a team if it's kicking ass. So I'm going to be quiet, but
no, but I think it's 100% correct, but there's a gradient approach to it too. Cause you don't not start because you're so worried about the quality. Even the great guys, like the Mr. Beasts and these huge YouTube channels out there. If you watch some of those, they'll say the same thing. You have to start. You're going to suck. You're going to suck for the first 50 videos. I mean, maybe even the first 100 videos, right? There and these phones we all have today, they do give us a chance to start. For under $100, you can buy a tripod, a ring light, get your phone stuck in that thing, and get a little microphone. Audio is more important than you ever imagine. You don't want to just, hope that the microphone on these phones is going to record you. So while the great YouTube channels and to go big, you can't just keep relying on that phone. But to get started, my first thing is, pick a niche, talk about that, talk about one subject per video and put out at least one video a week, maybe two if you can, but keep them scheduled. You're going to post a video on this exact day every single week. And if you can do 2 a week, that's even better, but keep them focused on one subject and start, get them on that camera and get them posted, make sure they're not with a bunch of weird pauses and stuff, edit that out, but get it posted. But as you start doing that, you're going to learn so much. It's just the nature of it. You're going to learn so much. And then, yes, after you've got a lot of videos out there, you're going to get a good camera. You're going to get an editor. You're going to have to invest a little bit of money and you're going to start making great YouTube videos. But this is, like you said, YouTube Shorts is competing with TikTok. And that is a huge area it's explosive. We have a veterinarian in the middle of Iowa who we built a great YouTube channel for, and it's super professional. And she gets a lot of brand awareness and all this out there, but she's not trying to be a YouTuber. She's just trying to share educational content and informational content about her vet practice. Well, we just said, hey, we told her office manager, here's a trend that we're seeing on TikTok and so forth and on Instagram. Put together this video. And we edited it for her. You've seen these actually, the kicking the water bottle. You've probably seen that trend, right? So we did that.
Like someone catches it, someone does like a back foot and they're like, catch it. And like
and they kick it out of the picture. Well, anyway, we made this little video for her and we put it on YouTube Shorts, right? She gained 54,000 views and 600 subscribers in one 3-day period from this one little YouTube Shorts video. So it's massively powerful to create these big bumps when you're watching trends and you figure out how to put that trend into your business.
All right, let's talk about that because I struggle with, my kids think I'm crazy. This is a KPI. I care about helping 1 million entrepreneurs, not the gold plaque. I haven't even opened it yet. How about that?
Nice. Okay, I'm impressed.
No, Dad. Like, kids don't cuss. You say, what the? No. Anyway, my point with it is that I'm here to help 1 million, and that's a thing. And though we have the subscribers, I'm like, my kids are like now they're all like, oh, my son's like grown from 0 to 480 subscribers on a gaming channel. I tell my wife, I'm like, hey, he's learning the skill of YouTube.
Yeah.
I go, you may not get it, but it's hard to do. He got 46 subscribers on a video. I was like, he gained 10% of his following on one little video. And I go, that's great. So I ask him, how do you find trends? And he's like, oh, I just find the trends. So I'm going to ask you, because he didn't explain it. How do you find a trend? Because I have no idea how to do that.
Well, it's sort of simple. I mean, you're just looking at Instagram and what is popping up and going viral that day. And it's timely stuff. I'm not saying you have to do it within hours or that day, right? But that week there's going to be something that is or many somethings that are silly and popular that people are doing that it isn't going to be educational about like a veterinary practice or dental um, or building wicker baskets or whatever it is you're selling, or a restaurant or a bar. But if you have a restaurant and you want to go a little bit of viral and get a bunch of subscribers and get a bunch of followers and get a ton of views, well, in that restaurant, you're seeing something go viral, right? And on Instagram or on TikTok or wherever you want to look, Instagram is a good, middle of the road that so many people are on, right? So look at some reels that are going viral and do it in your restaurant. Now, am I allowed to share things on our little?
Of course, yeah, if you'd like to, of course. Most people aren't that prepared, to be honest with you. They're kind of like, we're going live, and they start with that.
Here, let me see if I can find it really quick.
Well, and so as you're looking there, and if you can't multitask, just ignore me. But I think the idea is like the water bottle example. It's part of finding that trend and then make it work for your brand or your business. So I'm like thinking, how would I make a water bottle work with entrepreneurship? And what it means that do I have to go visit small businesses? Does it mean like, I wouldn't know. I guess part of that is knowing what to go do with it once you spot the trend. And I think that's a skill that's not obvious to me, which tells me I don't have it, which means I definitely need to outsource for it, because I'm not going to develop that skill because it just doesn't come naturally to me. It's not, the analogy you use, or the thing, what do you like to do for sports? In racquetball, I hit the ball really hard. Like and so what I do is I get equipment and everything set up to hit it even harder, because it is by far my biggest advantage. I don't have this, so I'm definitely going to outsource for it, because is that a trend? I don't know. I don't even care, but I don't know what to do with it, even if I could spot it. So maybe I think not sucking, by the way, is going back to our title of this, it's understanding that if you don't see that that's a trend, you don't have the skills innate in you to understand it. You can learn it, but you're still going to be behind the people who get it. Well, and now what do you do with it is the next part. So,
and I'll be honest, it's I have a marketing agency. I have 10 staff, right? It's impossible for me to see everything and know everything. My right hand, her name is Christine, and she's a badass, and she is someone I can lean on, and she'll find a trend, and she's on social media more than I am. Right. And so she'll see something, she'll know a client of ours that is more aggressive or more creative, and she thinks could do something with it, and she'll get it out to them. She'll spot opportunities. So, you have to be interested in spotting opportunities and then doing something with it, right? Or if you're going to be a marketing person for other small businesses, this is what I think it'd be neat, is not necessarily like we help small businesses, but now let's help a guy that wants to have a marketing agency. Like he wants to start doing social media for 5 other businesses in his community and sell himself as a marketing dude, right? Or you're a lady that wants to be a marketing lady and you want to do social media for other small businesses in your community or state or whatever. Spot opportunities, sell your ideas, and get people doing this stuff and show them it works, or go shoot it for them, edit it for them, and post it. And there is plenty of like little trainings you can do on how to quickly edit shorts and this kind of stuff, right? If you want to do that. And I think that's really exciting, when the idea of I can help people get started with that idea of how do you become a marketing person.
Yeah. So if you're just starting, you got to go learn this stuff and do your best. And that's where Mr. Beast and all those other people say, hey, listen, just learn, keep practicing, keep trying. I personally don't have time for it. And I think even if it's my top priority, I would love it to be. I don't know if I still will have the skill, because my brain's not looking at it's not something like I try not to be on social media at all. I'm only on social media like an hour a week. Everybody else manages it for me. I'm the show up to the meeting guy.
Yeah. And that's sort of like me too, right? I might be more than an hour a week, but I agree. It's like, you don't want your brain to melt on social media. That's a waste of time. But you and I already are here. We're already running an agency, right? But there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are looking for their second life right now, that are watching this podcast right now and going, what am I going to do next? I'm sick of sitting in a 9-to-5 or being at working at a restaurant or whatever they're doing, that they're ready to be an entrepreneur and be a marketing person and start helping others. Because if I can help somebody who wants to help others, that's a win. right?
Yeah.
Because there's so many small businesses that need marketing support. So why don't we train people to be that marketing support? And one guy can help 10 other small businesses with their social media, making little videos, helping them fix up their website. These marketing jobs that are needed, that there's missing people, right? So if I can help them to learn marketing to do that, that's a win for me, right? And let me show you this short. I found it.
Please do, because I want to see this, because I think this is where people, just go ahead and show when you're ready. Knowing how to use a trend in your business, that mindset right there will take you from sucking to you're going to be okay, good. And if you crack a few, you might get one to go viral. And viral can mean a lot of things, right? If you have like 100 subscribers and you get 10,000 views, that is viral. 100%, 100 over your 100 is viral. So if you have 10,000 and you get 1 million, that's a very good video as well. So I think having that perspective that you're not going to probably drop 40 million views on one video unless it's likely going to get taken down if it's that good.
Yeah. So how do I share? Let me see. Do I go
it should be the bottom.
Share screen. There we go. Share screen.
Let's put you in. Let's put it into a mode that I think allows you to do it.
No, I think I got it.
All right, cool.
Okay, so I'm going to first share. You can see my screen. There we go. So this is the video that Christine spotted an opportunity of a viral thing happening, right? And so
So if you're listening to this podcast, we're looking at a video on YouTube Shorts. So it takes a video of somebody who was karate kicking a bottle. It's a little choppy on the video, but and there's different scenes around her store that she's catching the bottle. Is that what's going on with that?
Right. So it's just little scenes where this karate kick lady is kicking a bottle, and someone else, this isn't our idea. This video of the lady kicking the bottle, and she kicks the bottle out of screen, and then someone had the idea of, well, let's have bottle fly into my business, and someone hitting the bottle back, right? Like this. And you'll see this. This is everywhere right now, right? Especially about 2 weeks ago.
And I mean, I haven't seen that for a year. It comes and goes, but yeah.
Right. So we said, well, take this idea and let's put something. So it got 677 likes, comments. Let's see if I can.
All organic, no ads, right?
All organic. And if I do, I have to reshare it differently. Okay. So let's see if I can I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to reshare just so I can show you.
If you don't mind, drop the link to that video. I'll put it in the comments for anybody who's listening, so they can reference it. Maybe, based on when they see it or watch it as well. Okay, good. Or drop it in chat here, and I'll put it in. And I think this is good because I think this fundamental. Not that I'm a template guy, but if you can do a process of find trend, apply trend in some creative way, even if it's not great, video does better. Video doesn't suck. You don't suck on YouTube.
Well, I think it's let's just everybody think for a second at because people are spending about 2.7 hours, I think is the average right now per day, 2.7 hours per day on social media. That's the statistic, right? So that's an average, right? So there's a lot of people spending a lot more time because you only spend an hour a week. So like, let's look at that, right? And then if you think about what they're doing on social media, right? They're scrolling through on TikTok and Instagram and so forth, and they're watching reels. They're on YouTube Shorts. They're watching little short between, 3 seconds and 25-second long little videos. And so people want to watch videos. So if you want to win the game in marketing right now and look into the future, then realize you have to look at how are you going to start doing videos, either creating videos for clients, or if you're a small business, doing video, whether it's standard, landscape format, TV format, YouTube videos that are educational about your products and services, or YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and TikTok videos that are entertaining, that are just going to get eyeballs on your business and build your brand, right? And there's purposes for both, right? One, the reels and shorts is just brand awareness. So you get eyeballs on your brand. And then when they get to your YouTube channel, you have to have educational content that's going to give information on your products and services so people can decide to buy from you. Right. So there's two different purposes for the type of content you're creating. And so if we look at, are people looking at us or are people looking at my screen?
We're looking at your beautiful face right now.
Oh, dude, I love it. Your beautiful face. So
Cebron
how do I?
Walker, LeBron James, his brother.
Yeah, LeBron's brother. Okay, so here I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, am I on the right? There we go. Okay, tell me if that worked. Okay, here we go. So here's the reality, right? So these are the real numbers. So you can see these are their shorts on this YouTube channel, right? This is the YouTube channel I built, my company built for this veterinarian.
I mean, 11,000 views on 27 subscribers is an incredible.
And look, like 28, there are 22 views, 28 views, 422 views on these previous shorts. And we took a trend and we said, no, let's do a video using a viral trend. It jumped up to 44,000 views, right? And that's brand awareness. That's brand awareness. And, you know, we do things on the channel with channel keywords, and you can see all the videos we produced all these videos for them over the years, professional educational videos on their products and services. This is a different product. This is material so that when they know your brand and they're going to now go visit your YouTube channel, because remember, 2.7 billion people are on YouTube using it as a search engine. So if they're looking for a veterinarian and they're within 100 miles of this vet practice, they're going to find this channel because it's optimized and built with SEO in mind. This video has 7,000 views. This video has 7.5 thousand views, 47. This welcome video we created that's 3 minutes long has 47,000 views.
And so to give you guys a perspective too, on our channel, right? We created a welcome or a trailer. I think it's about 90 seconds long. And when we ran a little some advertising against it, it did 2.3 million views. And that's how we grew to 1 million subscribers. We were getting 20 subscribers to $1, international market. So there's different markets but the US market was like 1.1 to 1, which is pretty good. For every dollar you get a 1 US subscriber. I gotta tell you, that's not a bad metric. I mean, maybe you see it differently, but we were like, oh gosh, I hadn't seen it on other channels.
That's a great metric.
India, you know, like 23 to 1, Philippines 16, South America, you know, generally like 12 to 1. So we did a blend and we got it to about 20, we had it optimized about 20 to 1. And this is fantastic because the business reason for us doing it is to have a really good mission statement, knowing that I'm going to have to create a whole bunch of content behind it to support it. And for her,
forces you to work.
She's getting checked out by potential customers and she's checking out. So people are like, oh yeah, that's a real company. I like their philosophy. I'm going to take my dog there. It's not to become viral or next Mr. Beast. And I think that business reason sucker not on YouTube. Like that's my point with that.
Right. And you do need to have not to be complicated, right? But you have to have a business model decision, right? You have to, what's your channel for? If you're trying to just go viral, Mr. Beast, that's a different purpose, right? And that maybe you want to monetize a YouTube channel to just make money being a YouTuber and posting a video every day or every few days, right? There's a whole strategy and technology to that, if that's your business model. But that's really not what I help my clients with. My clients are business owners who want a YouTube channel for a business purpose to convert people that land there into buyers of their products and services.
Absolutely. And you're spot on. So I think people should realize that. And first of all, I think one of the metrics that's important is I think like 9% of YouTube is business related. And now that 9%, you're competing for a very small number, of which probably 85% are taken over by the Alex Hormozi, Gary V's, the serial entrepreneurs that are famous. So you're competing for a very small percentage in views that people will care about. And it's going to have to be very localized, very niched, very on point to what it is you do.
Yeah.
For example, we're about helping entrepreneurs. Well, the truth is I probably should market it, take my podcast and YouTube channel. Like we help entrepreneurs in the United States get better at marketing and marketing. And I should probably take that all the way down into that, because the truth is that's typically who we have on are people who are talking about how they grew their companies. So growth and that narrowing puckers my butthole a little bit because I want to help people bigger. But the truth is I probably should just start with that. And I still haven't pulled the trigger because it's puckering me up. I'm like, I really want to kind of help entrepreneurs broadly.
Yeah.
But I look at it in YouTube, it doesn't work that way. I'm competing against Gary Vee, Alex Hormozy, and like I can't, I'm not going to compete against those guys ever unless anyway. So
I'm totally with you. And I fight with the same, that's the same thing I fight against, right? Because I want to help so many people, but by having that vision or that attempt, I'm actually not helping the people that I could help because it's more specific. And by getting more specific, it's something that, it's almost like what do they say, that the cobbler's own children? You tell this, you preach this and help other people all day long, but you and me need to even preach it back to ourselves of like, we need to do this because
Taylor's
this
kids are naked. I go with that one. That was mine.
What's that? Tell me again.
The Taylor's kids are always naked.
Yes. And my daughter definitely is doing that all over the house and backyard and in the pool.
I hope she's younger and not
little. She's little. She's not 15. No, she is 2 years old.
Would have got a creepy land if she's like, oh, she's 22. No. Like, whoa.
No. Yeah.
This is not that kind of show.
No, it's not. No. She's 2 years old.
That's the best time to be naked. That when you're 60. Something in between.
There. Yeah. Just not in between. Exactly. So you totally distracted me, Thomas.
Well, I'm good at doing that. Can you drop the link, please, in the chat for that video? Let's give your client a little love to put it out there just as an example, something that worked. So, because I'm going to review it. I'm going to send to my team and say, hey, find me a trend like this. And then give me some ideas and I'll go film those scenes. Maybe it's the water bottle, my kids, I'm sitting here. And the idea is entrepreneurship, it's like before watching Never Been Promoted, I'm getting hit with bottles. And all of a sudden I watch Never Been Promoted and I catch it. That's what entrepreneurship's like. Like, haha, I've learned something. I got better, more peace. Let me go and put that in there. I'm
going to see if I can find another one too. I think I have a couple.
Good and if you have the direct link to the short, let me know because I'll take that and put it in there as well.
Well, if anybody goes to that YouTube channel that I just put there, they will right away. You can just click on the shorts link and it'll be right in front of you. And I have another one that is another good example, I think. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, and after you do that, conscious of time, I want everyone to know that if you have a business and you're thinking of using YouTube, reach out to Cebron. I'm going to put his stuff up right now in the banners here. Here's your it's Walker Kreative with a K .com or just check him out at youtube.com/@Walker Kreative. I've met Cebron in person. We've interacted. He knows what he's doing. So we have a very short window here, and a lot of our guests I've gotten to know off camera a bit, but he really does know what he's doing with this. And we're just talking YouTube. If it's how you tie it into your website and some other things that matter, and that's where I think you even add. We're not even touching that value proposition you guys do right now with that.
No, so. Just to be fair, it's more like an outsourced CMO. My agency will really sort of evaluate your company and make sure that everything you're doing is being done correctly for your marketing, from the way you're doing videos, producing videos, using those videos to drive conversions on your website, having a great website so it's all being done correctly with good SEO in mind. That's what we do for companies. And we've been, I've been doing this game for probably 35 years now. So I've seen it all. So
yeah.
Well, here's another great example. I'm going to just share because this is an optometrist. I help a lot, when we talk about niches, I help a lot of healthcare practices that are privately owned, whether they're optometrists, dentists, orthodontists, veterinarians. So this is an eye doctor in Texas. I'm going to say example, and I'm going to say shorts. So here is another example. And this practice got this little short is another example of going viral. They got 56.
Are you sharing it on your screen?
No. I shared the link. I can share it on my screen really fast. Let me do it real quick, just so everybody can see what we did with it. Present, share screen. I got it. I'm left-handed when it comes to this. Here we go. All right. Okay, so this is something that's a trend, was make sure you save the key things in your office. And it got 766 likes, bunch of comments.
Wait, what's the trend on that one?
This is what to say. Like if you had 1 minute to save the most important things in your house or your office and run out with it before the whole place got like decimated in a hurricane or a tornado or an earthquake. This is what they individually, like he saved the coffee. She didn't give a crap. She just was unbothered. But they're all running to save things.
Oh, I can do that one.
Alice
I'm definitely
Family,
grabbing the Stanley, Winnie the Pooh, and probably my golf clubs.
Yeah, exactly. So, but look at this. If we go to the channel, they had like 10 subscribers. It's an eye center. It's a privately owned eye care office, right? They had like 10 subscribers. We shot all of their pro videos, but they did this little viral video that got 56,000 views. They got over 100 I think it was 90 subscribers in one day.
So do something for me. Click on that video and tell me how you used any hashtags or, or how this, because this is a lot of confusion right now. If you look at this of hashtags, no hashtags, description, no description.
The hashtags, hashtag office fun, eyes, Alice Family Eye Center, and then
for your page. All right.
For your page. Yeah. So office fun, I guess, maybe that. And it's like, using the audio correctly and then just doing the trend.
I love it. And that's produced from a phone. So this is perfect. I think if you look at I want to bring this back in. Who do you want to get a hold of you, first of all? How should they do that? Let's make sure we get your call to actions out there right now. Do you want to go to your website here, Walker Kreative?
Yeah, website's Walker Kreative. That's probably the easiest way to get to me. You can, I think I have a Calendly thing on my contact page. You can set an appointment. I will do a 30-minute, totally complimentary for anybody that's hearing this podcast and wants to do something with their business if they're ready to get their marketing taken to the next level. So they can go to walkercreative.com and you can just write to me, or you can schedule a phone call.
I'm saying jump on, have a conversation. You're easy to talk to. There's some people I wouldn't recommend that to, but I probably wouldn't say that publicly, but who you are out there. Yeah. Cebron, thank you for coming on today. I appreciate it. Great insight. I've learned something. I've even in the background here dropped some links to my teams. Like, hey, let's try this. I think I'm going to go around and just put the camera down and just film myself grabbing the Winnie the Pooh, grabbing the golf clubs, and then
running out
in maybe a cat.
A cat, that would be funny. I think that it's a great little trend. So I'll
film the other one. I'm like, leave this one because I'm leaving that one behind.
And I'll check out your channels and stuff. But Thomas, it's been great awesome. Spending a little bit of time with you today. Thanks for having me on. You're amazing. So
do you know what I smell?
Yeah, cookies.
I smell repeat customer coming on. I smell repeat guest. We're going to have him back on for sure. I love this stuff because if we can take a marketing trend around something and talk about it with agency owners that actually know what the hell they're doing, I love those conversations because I selfishly learn tons and I don't have to pay for it. That's the reason. Selfishness, people. No, it's altruism.
I tell you, it's true, Thomas. Doing a podcast like you've done here and created is such a what would I call it? It's like a cheat. It's like a cheat to learn everything and become amazing. And you get so many awesome people on, and you end up getting a massive podcast because everybody's followers start seeing your great stuff.
I'm trying to, and and I will give people a perspective. We've been doing it since December. I had originally signed up to do one a week. So many people have sponsored shows, and I've met so many amazing people. I do 5 to 15 a week. I have 5 today in a row. One right after this. But your numbers in your podcast take a while to go download. But you have to stick with it. Because I do know 5 years from now, I'm going to be like, I am so glad I stuck with it. Because there are some days I'm like, this is so much work. It's taking away from, but it is completely aligned to the mission of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, there's a guy named Seth Ferguson, totally different industry. He's a real estate investor guy. Seth Ferguson, ever heard of him?
Yeah, I have. Absolutely.
Okay. So I went up to Toronto and when him and Grant Cardone and a bunch of big shots in the real estate world, because I have we do some investing on that stuff. And Seth Ferguson said that his mentor 10 years ago, I think it was, said, until you have at least 100 podcasts, what you need to do, the one most important thing is start a podcast. And until you have 100 podcasts done, you'll know shit, because you're going to learn by doing the podcast. Have everybody on you can possibly get on. He said by podcast 500, he had built his company, he had envisioned everything, he had figured it out, but it took doing 500 podcasts. But he said the one thing that got everything to happen was starting a podcast.
Agreed. And we did this with when my brand was more AI nerd. This is the first channel I monetized. And I'll leave it at this. We actually abandoned the channel to some degree because we had access to OpenAI 2.5 years before it became ChatGPT. So the stuff that I was posting as AI nerd kept getting flagged as misleading and misrepresented on YouTube. I'm like, no, it's real. And I'm like, and they wouldn't post our content. So I was just frustrated. And I was like, I got to pivot to something else. I look back to the channel and I'm like blown away by how many views we have on some stuff with me fatter and a little bit younger and more hair. But I left it. Honestly, I probably should have stayed with it because I missed the whole AI boom when it happened because we were so far ahead of it. But what happens is it's something I'll probably revisit, down the road, to be fair, but you need to stick with stuff. But sometimes you got to make decisions in your business to let something go, at least for a while, because there's other competing things that are more important with revenue and other things. So I'll leave you there with marketing. If YouTube is too much, put it on pause until you can really get into it. But if you think you can do it a little bit, don't slow down. Just try it. And it's like, if you 100% know you have no time, don't even start. It'll hurt your brand. Yeah. If you got a little time and you're really focused on it, it's going to really help your brand long term. So Cebron, thank you. I'm going to put you in the periwinkle room. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Hey, everyone who's made it this point in the podcast show, you rock. Take a moment to subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notifications, that whole thing. Our mission, like I said, is to help entrepreneurs get better in entrepreneurship. And what I learned today, I should probably say, I'm going to help you get better at marketing specifically. Maybe we should just do that now. Maybe I'll change the channel descriptions and everything today after talking to Cebron. Thank you so much for watching. Until we meet again, get out there and go unleash your entrepreneur.